Hold on, gentlemen and ladies and embracers. Trying to get this intro going. Warm down, Smitty. Real quick.
Am I tripping? Am I tripping? I don't know. Am I tripping?
No, you're not tripping. I'm just trying to get all my intros and countdowns going, and it's not working, but I'm not going to stress it out.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Tell me.
may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
What's going on? What's going on? Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
This is Grace from Embrace the Grace, and we got another good show for you guys tonight. I got Unfiltered Polo Blue on the panel already. I got my boy Smitty on the panel already, ready to go. If anybody doesn't know me or any new embracers, my name is Grace from Embrace the Grace, and this is a channel where we have the awkward, messy, and uncomfortable conversation. So with that being said, you can find me, of course, here every Thursday night on the JVJ network. You can find me on Tuesday nights on the Unfiltered Polo Blue. I co-host with him. You can find me Sunday nights on Super Sundays with Sir Hale when I'm not working. And you can definitely find me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and all of that, WhatsApp and Snapchat. So thank y'all for coming out. Polo Blue, go ahead and cam up, introduce yourself, tell people where we can find you so we can get started.
I need 1 second. I'm sorry.
No problem. Absolutely no problem. So I'll just go ahead and start with the topic. Are you in this relationship for love? Are you in a relationship for convenience? I learned a lot doing my research with this show tonight, and it's crazy. It's crazy. So we're gonna have a lot of good topics. Guys, I put the link in there already. So for when Polo Blue finishes his introduction, and when Smitty comes back on, he'll introduce himself, and then anybody who wants to come on the show, you're welcome to. Just make sure you keep it respectful. No over talking anybody, especially the host. No interrupting. Let's keep it good. Let's keep it juicy, and let's keep it informative, so we can learn from each other and become better versions of ourselves. So with that being said, the things that I learned with this research that I did, it's like at the end of the day, a person can only do to you what you allow them to do in a relationship. You can only go through what you go through in a relationship, what you allow them to let you go through. Because you are the pilot of your own airplane. You cannot allow somebody to grab the steering wheel, to grab the helm, if you don't allow them. There go Unfiltered Polo Blue. Introduce yourself, sir, and let everybody know who you are, where we can find you.
Polo Blue. I am, of course, unfiltered. Do Monday through Thursday. Right now, I'm doing Monday on IG, second half on Tuesday here on Instagram with Grace. Wednesday, I'm featuring Thursday regular programming, and then I'm always somewhere talking to somebody about something. I'm not just limited to relationships, but everything under the sun. And that's at Polo Blue Instagram, at Polo Blue on YouTube. All my shows are up. I have over 100 clips right now. Imagine this folk, I get 10,000 out of nowhere. I had a couple that went partially by last day. Yeah, at Unfiltered Polo Blue on YouTube, at Unfiltered Polo Blue on Instagram. Thank you for having me.
And sir, thank you for coming. I really do appreciate it. Smitty, welcome. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate your constant support. Let everybody know where we can find you. I love it. Let everybody know where we can find you, who you are, and we're ready to get in it. Oh, and my co-host Gary D, he is running late tonight, so I'm not really sure if he's going to be able to make it, but I got my other gentleman here ready to go. I mean, we can't stop the show. You know what I'm saying? We gotta keep rolling. Smitty, who you is?
You can catch me over here at Grace's show. I used to say every Thursday, but apparently we're over here on a Wednesday, I think. Is it Wednesday or Thursday? Is it Thursday?
Thursday, sir.
It's Thursday?
It is Thursday.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get caught up in life. I done missed the track of the day. I thought it was Wednesday. Okay. You can catch me here every Thursday. You can catch me also every Friday at the JVJ Network, all right? And you can also go to Smitty's Corner on YouTube if you want to check out something just a little bit different outside the norm. And you can also go to IG. Just type in County King. Spell county with a K, no spaces. I digress. My mic is muted. Grace, let's rock out, baby. Let's do it.
Let's rock out. And I'm guys, you gotta forgive me because there's so much things, but you can also find me on Fridays on the JVJ Network and Broadwalk Global Media. I'm doing a lot. I'm collaborating a lot, so I'm all over the place, but for good reason. So guys, we were talking about real love versus convenient love. And we're going to get a little bit vulnerable right now. I'm going to ask y'all some questions. Blue, have you ever been in love before? And how did you know you were in love?
Yes, I have. And it's the butterflies you get when you're around her. It's I'm constantly thinking about her, constantly wanting that she's okay. I'll give my life to her. I want her well-being. I want her smiling, happy. And yeah, when you're in love, it's awesome.
Okay. You see, ladies, it's just not us. Men do have feelings. Men do have emotions. Just because they don't display them and their cookies crumble every other minute, that doesn't mean they don't have them. Smitty, have you ever been in love before, sir? And if you have, how did you know you was in love?
All right. I'm going to speak about my experience, and I'm going to leave Brother Blue alone because what he just said was very different to me. So we're just going to talk. All right, so this is what it is, right? When I found out I was in love, so first and foremost, it was with the mother of my child, right? I was about, I was a late bloomer. I was about 21 when I lost my virginity. Yeah, I wasn't one of those in high school. So I just kind of did sports and I stuck to, the curriculum. So anyway, the mother of my child was the first woman I ever fell in love with. It's not because she was the first woman I was sexually, that I sexually encountered. The reason why, and this is why I'm saying to Brother Blue, respectfully, brother, respectfully. All that feelings in the beginning, nah, no. I just really liked her in the beginning. All that feeling bubbly stuff, mm-mm. You know when I realized I loved her? When we were actually going through something. That's right. And that's what people don't realize, bruh. Like, when I really realized that I love this woman, it's when I was at my lowest point and I looked over and the only person that was there next to me was her. Not my homeboys, not even certain family members, I thought. It was just me and her. And she was willing to dwell in a very dark place with me. And she didn't have to. I also was willing to dwell with her in a very dark place. And I didn't have to. And when I realized how much that me and her over time, I was with the mother of my child for 12 years to land it. I think I realized I was in love with her around the 7th year. It took some time. Everything before that, it was just hardcore X-rated puppy love.
The 7th year.
The 7th year is when I realized, is when it clicked to me, I love this woman. Because it took a lot, because we had so many years of good times. It was later on down the line that things started to really hit. Shit started to hit the fan. We started to go through some like financial turmoils, the whole nine. You know, the typical things that most couples know that relationships consist of when you go through a long period. So now at that point, that's when I'm realizing you didn't leave. You didn't say it's something better. You stayed right there. That's when I realized I was in love for the first time in my life. I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out, Grace.
Gentlemen, I loved both answers. They were different, but they were real. And they came from men. Because I think a lot of times as ladies, we forget that men have emotions and they have feelings because they go through things just like we do. They just handle it differently. They're built differently. We expect them sometimes to react like we do, and they're just not wired like that. So instead of questioning it and disqualifying it, we need to embrace it. And the main thing that I've come to realize that men look at love different. Respect is the biggest thing for a man. That's how they feel loved, is by showing them respect, and not just in front of them, but when you out there representing them. And you know, for us women, we look at love in a whole different manner. That's why it's so important to learn each other's love language. But that's a whole nother show. That thought came to me when I was doing my research. I said, we got to do a show about love languages, because what may make me feel loved, what may not make the next woman feel loved, and vice versa. What Blue may feel loved may not be the same thing for Smitty. We here speaking different love languages and we don't understand each other. So that's something that's very important. So I gave my shout outs to everybody that came in. Thank you, Polo Blue. I appreciate you coming in. Lonnie, how you doing, babe? Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. I purposely sent you that link. I'm trying to click on your comment, Death Note. Once I see it, I will definitely read it. But let's get it. A love relationship is a romantic relationship with a compatible partner that involves feelings and behaviors of intimacy, passion, and commitment. Love is a profound emotion that can vary in intensity, and it does changes over time. This is according to lifehack.com. Okay. What does it mean to be in love? The reason why I asked you this question, gentlemen, because I wanted to see what you guys have to say before I drop the facts. You know, because I wanted to see how close we all were. I don't think I answered the question. Have I ever been in love? So let me answer the question, and then I'll introduce. Thank you, sir, for coming, Actual King. I really, really appreciate you. Have I ever been in love? Absolutely. Absolutely, I've been in love. And I would have to say that I'm going to combine the both answers that both gentlemen said. Of course, I get the clammy hands. I get excited when I get a phone call from that person, when I know I'm about to see them. I remember one time I was dating a guy, and when he was like, I'm on my way, it was like, I was doing zoomies in the house. You know, the butterflies. But what Smitty said was important too. You know, everybody is easily there when the good times, when it's time to celebrate. But it's who's there when it hits the fan. That's when it matters. So that's important too. So yes, I've definitely been in love. I've been in lust. I've been in all of it. But as you grow older, you know what's real and what's not. You learn to recognize the red flags sooner than later. So it's all in what we do with that love. So with no further ado, let me introduce my boy, the Actual King. Thank you for coming, sir. Introduce yourself to the panel, to the audience, and let us know where we can find you, because I want everybody to be able to find each other and subscribe, like, and share, and support each other.
Hey, Grace, first of all, thanks for having me. My name is King Smith. I go by the...
Hey, hold on. Is it just me? Hey, brother, your mic is very low. Is it just me? Yeah, I can't hear you, bro. I want everybody to hear what you saying, bro.
All right, hold on. Let me fix this. Let me do that. Man, I'm gonna have to change microphones.
There we go.
Man.
No, much better.
There we go.
Much better.
Okay, I might need to adjust where I was sitting at. First of all, I was saying, Grace, thank you for having me on, and to the other men up in here, salute. My name is King. That is my government name. It's what I pay my taxes as. I go by the Actual King Smith on pretty much all social media platforms, to include LinkedIn. I give people my LinkedIn profile as well because I just like to connect with people. I do IT as my normal 9 to 5, but I'm a content creator here on most major social media platforms. I like to tap in with Grace because I think Grace offers some pretty good insight into connecting with people, relationships, and things of that nature. So whenever I have the opportunity to tap in with Grace, I'll definitely pop in and see what she got going on. And Grace has been a supporter of the stuff that I do here as well. So yeah.
Do you know what your last name represents?
I don't know, like the blacksmiths, like people that make the steel and all of that stuff.
Very briefly, and just go ahead and rock out. So just to help. So Smith, right? That is by social definition term, master of. For example, someone who can, like you said, forge weapons. They are considered a black what? Someone who can open all doors from a bank vault to a car locked out in a house is considered a what?
A locksmith, yeah.
It's considered master of. Rock out. Right.
That's what's up, man. Hey, I appreciate that nugget. Yeah, that's dope.
Absolutely. So, King, tell us, have you ever been in love before, and how did you know that you were in love?
Ooh, okay. Well, similar to what you said, I've been in love. Yes, I've been in lust. I've been in all of it. I think that when I was younger, when I would say that I was in love, right? I was married. I was married for 14 years. I've been divorced since 2019. I would say that when I was younger, my definition of in love and how I showed that was my willingness to do for the other person, my willingness to sacrifice for the other person, my willingness to give my time to that other person was how I showed that I was in love with that person, that particular person. I'm not somebody that can be in a romantic love with several different people. If you are somebody that lives the poly lifestyle, that's great for you. But for me, my choice will always be monogamy because I don't have a lot to give to a whole bunch of other people, but I can't be good about giving one person, all of me and who I am. So I can say that, I've been in love. In my prior marriage, it didn't work out. We are cordial to this day as we do have a 16-year-old daughter together. I am in a relationship now. I made a choice to be in that relationship with this person because I fell in love with this person. But I say that and also say that while love is an emotion, I don't lead with my emotions. I lead more with logical thought. And how I express love to her it is trying to mix that combination of giving her what she's expressed to me that she desires up to a certain point, because if she wants me to do X, Y, and Z, I can tell her, hey, that's not how I show love. If this is how you would like to receive love, we need to find a compromise somewhere, because if you want to be lovey-dovey all the time, that's not me. I can't do that. I got stuff going on. So
I hear you.
So yeah, yes, I've been in love. I think that love is an emotion, and once that emotion's gone, I would say, how do you then continue to, not gone, but it kind of waxes and wanes. How do you continue to express love is, I think, the biggest challenge that people face in relationships.
Absolutely. So somebody helped me get Death Note's comment up, and he says there is love, lust, and duty. It starts with lust, the feel good. That's the honeymoon stage. Then love, the willingness to give my life, and then duty. I gave my name and had a duty to legacy. And that's a very insightful answer. That was awesome. And this is why it's so important and why I do what I do, because women really need to learn the thought process of men. A lot of women think that just because you cooked a meal or you gave some loving, that's enough for a man. They could cook from themselves. They can do that for themselves, but can they feel respected? Can they feel appreciated and valued? Yes, Blue.
We can't have sex with ourselves. That does not count.
Well, I mean, you can't.
You said we can do that for ourselves. Listen, yes, I have the ability to, but is that something I want to do? No, ma'am, it's not.
Okay, I stand corrected. And that's okay to be stood corrected, ladies, because if I'm trying to learn about men and trying to teach other women about men, it's the men we got to talk to. It's the men we got to learn from.
I just got back.
You're not going to learn from your girlfriends. You're not going to learn from your mama, and you're not going to learn from your single. You're not going to learn from your single girlfriends. Go ahead, Smitty. What you got?
No. My bad. I gotta remember. You're kind of like Kendra. You're always on that second, 7 seconds. So I gotta kind of remember the 7. I gotta remember the 7 seconds. No, I was just saying. I stepped away for a second. Did I miss something? Are we responding to something? Because I didn't want to,
Yeah.
But if it's not, if it's just random, go ahead.
No,
rock
not
out.
yet. We was.
Bet.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Blue. Put it out there. Go ahead. He's going to let you know what you missed.
I don't have nothing to put out there. That's what I'm saying. I just came back. Nah, y'all keep on going. I'm going to mic down. Nah. Go ahead. I'm going to listen.
No, okay, listen, Smitty. What happened was she said that men, we don't need women for food or to make us food. And then she said, we don't really need them for sex. I said, oh, yes, the hell we do. We do need them. Yes, we have the ability to please ourselves, but any man who has value, why would you do it yourself when you can add value to a woman and she can take care of that for you?
Okay, I'm with you on that. Now, I'm going to speak from the circumference of men.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, we can incubate, we can jack off into an incubator, and we can create life because we have the actual Pandora's box of human life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the thing is, on what you saying, I'm with you because I've always said it like, I'm not jerking off into no incubator. Nah, I'm trying to bust off in something, okay? I need me some Coup-de-Tang, okay? I need some raw, natural, clean, fresh, out the shower, Coup-de-Tang, okay? So I get, no. So what I would say is to this, Brother Blue, it really does go back to the stereotypical, oh so cliche. Can't live with them, can't live without them. As cliche as it is, it revolves back to this day. I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out. Let's keep going.
All right. So with that being said, again, according to lifehack.com, what does it mean to be in love? Being in love means desiring the happiness of your partner, admiring them for the individual that they are, feeling motivated to become a better person. When you're in love, your relationship goes beyond simple attraction. It's experiencing happiness at the idea of two individuals and independent people choosing to share time together. If you are in love, you are driven to be compassionate, generous, caring towards your special someone. And this is why I ask these questions, because I want to see how right or how close we are to the answers according to, betterlivinglife.com, marriage counseling, because a lot of times we know more than we think. We just don't think that we know that. A lot of people, doubt themselves. I'm trying to get you in, but I'm having trouble, but I see you.
I know the problem.
I want to go. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's not camming up. That's why I won't fix.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if it
Yeah,
okay.
That's the problem.
I just clicked on it again.
No, you got
Guys,
don't
I
like.
promise. I have canceled my trip to Jamaica for my birthday, and I decided I'm gonna buy me a new laptop for my birthday instead of going to Jamaica. So
somebody decided to get some furniture over a brand new Benz. I like the priority.
Absolutely.
Hey, at some point when you become a
Absolutely.
content creator, you have to invest in yourself and not just in the equipment and things like that. I just joined Toastmasters February of this year because I want to get better at public speaking and how I convey my thoughts out. So, you investing in your equipment instead of choosing a trip. Hey, I'm all for it. Still take the trip sometime, but having that investment in yourself is definitely worth it too.
Oh, I will, but absolutely. I'm tired of the 7-second lag. I'm trying to get Mr. Best in here, and it's just not clicking. And I think Death Note is the one that's helping me navigate right now. He put y'all names on the screen. He put the comment because this is the JVJ network, and we help each other. So Death Note, I know that was you, and if it wasn't, I'm still gonna give you credit. So thank you.
Man, shout out to Death Note. Thank you very much.
Here it says some signs of true love in a relationship. And guys, as I go down the list, just think about it and think about the times that you were in love and see if you can relate. Deep acceptance of another person's flaws and strengths. Unconditional support and encouragement. Seeing only the good in the person. Not being able to imagine life without that person. That's a big one. When somebody asks me for advice, should I break up with them? I try not to answer that question for them. So what I say to them is exactly that. Can you imagine your life without that person? And if the answer is no, then you just answered the question for yourself. Because I don't want to take responsibility. And then what you told me to do, can you imagine that person without them? Feeling healed from past pain and trauma, a strong sense of empathy and understanding, the willing to make sacrifices and compromises for the other person, feeling natural and comfortable with the other person. Can you fart around them and not have a problem with that? And keeping your promises and being there. Guys, this is for the ladies too, because I think men understand this concept. But if you say you love your man and that's your man, are you really doing these things in a relationship? Are you really showing your man empathy and understanding? Are you really willing to make sacrifices and compromise? Are you willing to not buy that bag and put that money in a savings account for future reference when he suggests this is not a good time to buy that bag? We need to put that money up. We're about to hit a recession. Interest rates are going to go down. I mean, ladies, seriously, do you always nitpick and see the bad in him, or do you thank him for the little things that he does well? And these are the things that matter. And these are the things that will really honestly show if you really truly love that person. Are you willing to compromise and be reasonable? Or are you going to be selfish, self-entitled, only thinking about you? So is that really true love, or is it a relationship of convenience? Because we're going to go through that. Guys, when I went down through the list, what did you guys have to say? I'll start with King because I saw him nodding his head. King, as the list that I said, would you agree with that list? Did you have anything to add? Did I say too much?
Yeah, so for me, my take on it, and not speaking for all men, but I think that most guys, when they hear that list, the one specifically that you said, they can rock with about 80% to what you said. The ones that for me stood out that I was kind of like on was one where you said, can you see your life without that person? I think for me, so coming out of my divorce, I was real jaded. I was real jaded about the opposite gender. There were some things that even after coming out of my divorce and I got into the dating world, I kind of was like taken aback by the way that people treated other people in general. But then once I kind of awoke to some things, I have an understanding of this. Like, I tell the current person who I'm talking to, and she knows that I love her. I can't see my life without her. Like, my life is going this way, and either you be cool with the direction that it's headed, or you can hop off at any given time. I won't feel affected by that in a negative way. Does she bring value to me? Absolutely. I can hope that she says that I bring value to her, but I think it's dangerous to say that you can't live without somebody. You hear these stories of people that were deeply in love with each other, and then something happens to somebody in their life, and then they pass away. Matter of fact, just today, a famous singer, and I apologize that I can't think of her name, but her son died of suicide about a year ago or 2 years ago. And she recently just got announced. She was my age, 30. I'll be 39 next week. She was, I think, in her 30s. She died, And they didn't say if she did the same thing or whatnot, but in one of her most recent posts, she talked about how losing her son was like losing a part of herself, right? And as a father, I can imagine losing my daughter and how that would make me feel. Yet I would say that to be deeply infatuated or in love with that other person and then lose that person and then feel as though I can't go on, I think it's dangerous, and I don't understand that feeling. So it's just not something that I would suggest to people. But for the rest of what you said, I think that the definition that you gave of being in love with somebody, the sacrificing, wanting to see them succeed and things like that, it checks.
King, I would actually have to like, this a different perspective that you, a different spin that you put on that comment, because that's kind of like suicidal. You know, if you say I can't live without them, you know, the gentleman that I'm dating right now, he made it very clear, we're dating, but if it doesn't happen to work out, then we move on. Like he was very, I thought it was like, damn, you're very nonchalant and cold about it. But because of what he's been through in life and where he's at in life right now, he's realized that he gonna be okay with or without, you know, and I have to be okay with that. And it's hard sometimes as a woman because you want your man to feel like, I want you, I want to be with you, you know, but when he clearly tells you, look, I'm good, you know, we're dating, but I'm gonna be good regardless. And that's a mindset that I have to accept. And you just validated that. You know, he's in a place, you're in a space in your life where you realize that it's maybe not good to put everything in that person's basket, because then you find yourself jaded, you find yourself hurt. And I get it. And I appreciate that new enlightenment, because that's what this channel is about and why we're here, is to see things a different perspective, because I won't give that answer anymore now, because I don't want them to think, well, if I can't be with them, then, you know, I may be leading them in the wrong direction. You know, I may be leading them in a darker place versus trying to help them. Blue, the list that I went through, what do you have to say about it? Do you agree with it? You see how he gave me a little bit of pushback on that one? What say you?
I mean, I think that as far as the relationship goes, well, first of all, just for a note to yourself, always use self-deletion instead of what you said, just to protect your brand. If you say that particular word, I say okay. A man should be, and if he's in his purpose, then the woman should hop on the train. Now, if he doesn't have any purpose and he's just there floating about trying to figure it out, he doesn't need to be with anybody. A man should find his purpose, know what it is, and get on it and lead that train forward, and then be able to lead her to say, hey, this is what you can do to help me. And the average man does not want a woman that he's in competition with, because she's so busy, she doesn't even have time for him. He wants her to be able to make time, as he will make time for her outside of his purpose, i.e., I'm a content creator like King and Smitty and you. So this is my purpose along with my day job. So these are the priorities. Yes, my significant other has priority after my purpose.
Okay, Smitty, the list that I went through, what say you? Are you there, sir?
Right. I'm always here. I'm in the chat. I'm supporting. I'm always around now. Come on now. I love that smile.
I know you are, but you be getting up sometimes and getting
you already know.
Going to the bathroom. I know.
So I'm just going to comment on specific aspects of what you said, you know, just to nutshell it so we don't take too long. So when you were saying as far as like the changes, so a man not being able to see himself. So to my brother right here next to me on the phone, I think. I don't know his name. But
It
when
can
you're
be.
talking about like, yeah, when you're talking about like you can't see yourself with that person and everything, men don't never have like men who truly plan. We don't have necessarily that plan B. Okay, it's not the plan B. It's the plan A and the plan A plus. Okay, so the plan A is our trajectory and where it is we see ourselves going. If we see ourselves with you, the future, the whole nine. Now, let's just say somehow or another you trick bag us, you fool us, and things don't work out. Okay, cool. I don't see myself in a position where life is over without you because my trajectory was so going forward. The only thing that I did was pull you along with me. Little do you know, the whole time, that's all I did. I was already on my way. I just simply said, hey, before I get to going, do you want to come? This is what's going on. You ready to ride? All right, okay, cool. Buckle up. Now, we'll be cool. Just buckle up. Don't touch the radio. Just buckle up. And then we set sail. You know what I'm saying? You smell me
I
now?
hear you.
So it's like, I mean, the whole like can't see yourself without that person. No, because the fact is that we keep on sailing. If you have to be thrown overboard along this destination of the sea trip, then so be it. And I don't really dibble and dabble in emotions and feelings on how I'm saying things and how it comes off. You either grasp the message or you desert it, because it's only those two options.
Accept it or reject it.
Exactly, right? So to land it right here. So the man that really does see himself in a certain position is the man that always knows I will always be in a position where I can wound up better. Now, what does better consist of? Better consists of bettering yourself. I swear on life, I keep preaching it every day, day in and day out. A man who really is truly successful in life, a man who truly is prosperous, if you want to say, right? That's the man that really knows himself. He knew himself first, so that way he's able to dissect like a frog in science class exactly what's going on before him and everything that's taken place. So you're not trick bagged. The only reason why you would feel like the world is over is because you have been trick bagged into believing that that was the most beautiful thing that I can come across. Your mind did not get it. There are a million of that beautiful ass woman that you think is the only one. She's not the only one. And it's a lot of dudes that sit back and they say to themselves, you know what? I've been sitting back whacking off, and finally I got my fantasy. Oh, it's in my face. Yeah, she may be ratchet. She may be disgruntled. She may have all kind of issues. But you know what? This is my porn fantasy. Look, she has the look of my porn fantasy chick. So now, because I've never had this, I'm willing to put up with any damn thing that she brings my way. Thus, what happens? You lose yourself. But with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Blue, go ahead, rock out. I see you. Go ahead, rock out. Rock out.
Sound like you talking about Zion Williamson because he specifically paid a very high dollar for his and he way over cost, not market. I hate to say yesterday's price is not today's price, and that motherfucker still paid too goddamn much.
I will never.
All I'm going to say is no names being said or anything to protect the innocent. We will change this in the court of law, blah, 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 blah. Rock out, my brother. Hey, Blue, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, and Blue, I'm glad you brought that up. I will never understand a guy that's willing to do that. It's interesting to me. I do a sports show, and one of the things I talked about was Zion Williamson's sponsorship contract. So not just his salary, his sponsorship. I'm like, man, who would be willing to pay somebody six figures a month just to trick off on them? And then when I realized that, hey, his Nike sponsorship deal was guaranteed 7 years, 75 million, and that's not his NBA money. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I can see somebody that would be willing to do that when you've got that kind of wealth.
Hey, real quick, Grace, can I answer Defno's question?
Oh, jump in, brother.
Yeah, I want to answer that question.
Yeah,
I
hold
like
on.
that. Defno. Oh, no, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, Blue. Yeah, I want to answer Defno's question.
Let Blue finish his thought, and then I was gonna bring up that question. Go ahead, Blue. Rebuttal King.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go
and
ahead.
then we'll go with Defno's.
Okay, so King, we got to remember, even though Zion is big and dark skinned, burly, he comes from a 2-parent household. He's sheltered. He went to a private school, and then he went to Duke for a year. So he's never been released to the wilds of ratchet women. So now that he finally got a taste of it, and he has a big wallet, he forgot they're gonna come to him. So he went to the ones he thought he wanted. But now he has fame and income, unlike most men. So he's in a totally different situation. That's why that happened for him, because he was sheltered. It's not often that a person goes from that kind of shelter to Duke, where he can't really talk to white girls. Now he's a multi-millionaire with multiple streams of income, and I seen her on Pornhub. Hey, I'm Zion Williamson. I know. Run a check. He said, "Oh, I got it. You ain't said nothing."
Yeah. Hey, Grace, I think now this is something that I've heard because I always try to figure out some stuff. I'm going to drop down because I'm about to go support Michelle's live stream. It might be that your internet upload speed is having issues right now, and that's why the 5th person keeps dropping. So when I drop, let's see if whoever tries to come back up can stay. So I'm out. Thanks to the panel for everybody for inviting me up.
Thank you, King. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you.
All right.
Absolutely. So let's answer that question. We're trying to get somebody else up here. Okay, and let's see if it goes up. But let's answer that question. Defno said, what is success? And how would a man know if he's successful? And how would a woman know if she's successful? So with that being said, Smitty, what do you have to say about that?
Okay. All right. So I was actually writing down, but I can go from here. All right. Respect. Defno, got you, brother. So my personal view on it. How does a man know that he is successful? A man knows that he is successful when that man has reached his personal goal in life. Like, for example, I would say me personally, right? I don't really look for a whole bunch of glitz and glamour, so on and so forth. My goal in life was to finally be a homeowner, was to finally be a father, of course. I want to be a husband. I'm not that. So I haven't reached that goal yet. But thus far, I've reached at least the goal of security in my life. So I feel successful. I don't have to be nobody taking trips, doing all of this, and I'm showing you I'm financially successful in that. I real deal in my world, I am successful because I'm a homeowner and I'm a father who was full-time with his child. That is my success, right? Now, how does a woman recognize that man's success? From what I've learned from my experience dealing with women is a woman will recognize your success, not even so much from your confidence, but more so how you walk and how your life is, how did I word it right here? um your routine function. If the routine in your life is every time she hits you, every time she get up with you, you don't, you not that guy off some cash at me a couple dollars. You always got full gas in the car for the most part. If she come to your place, things are taken care of. When you all go out, it ain't never no issues with your credit card, nothing like that. Generally, you don't even have to be the biggest person on the map. You don't have to be none of that. Just because you have a routine in your function of consistency, of she sees you never are like on the phone asking, she overhear you. Yeah, I mean, so can you just send me a couple dollars? I mean, nah, you know I got to pay this light bill. None of that. She don't hear none of that. Generally, from what I know, that's how a woman can see that a man definitely is successful. It's not the number wage on your paycheck. It's the consistency in your routine. Are things consistently flowing? Then it seems like you're successful. Whatever it is you start off with telling her, if you can keep that motion flowing, you're successful. I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out.
Lou, your turn to answer the question. What is success, and how would a man know he's successful, and how would a woman know that she's successful?
A man should set goals, and so I have this saying of my own: set, meet, exceed. I set a goal, I'll meet that goal, and I'm not done till I exceed said goal, and then I move my cheese, which is the book, to change my goal. For example, I used to own a company, and when I first started, I had one vehicle. I said, all right, I'm gonna set a goal. I don't know how I'm gonna get there. I wanna make 500 a week. I want to make 5,000 a week. 5,000, I'm sorry, it was 5,000 a month, then 5,000 a week, then 5,000 a day. So as I reached each goal, then I would move it further out to keep on going, stay motivated, continue the process, never being lax, never giving up, always proceeding forward. That is success when a man can meet goals, achieve goals, and keep going. That's why the wealthy don't stop working. They continue on. The wealthy, the rich, richer. And not because that's why Warren Buffett still works to this day. That's why Elon Musk still works to this day. Jeff Bezos, even though he officially retired, he's moving to do something else. He's trying to buy an NBA team. He's not done. So the rich get richer. Those men who have that hunger, that fire, they're going to keep on going. And a woman will determine that based on the man's drive, based on if he gets up every day, based on how he carries himself, and most importantly, based on how other men respect him. That is one of the main markers. If he goes into a room and other men respect him, then she should know that he's successful. Because men only respect men who do the work. We're not just going to give you flowers. If you don't do shit, we ain't got shit for you.
That's right. Dead on point.
Absolutely.
You smacked a couple nails that I forgot to hit, bro. I thank you for that. We building this house. That's what I'm talking about, Blue.
Absolutely. So for me to answer the question, a lot of people always think that you're successful with the materialistic things and money. Yeah, that's one contributing factor. But do you have a family? Are your children good? Is your family a good representation of who you are? Are you motivated to be that provider, that leader, that professor? That's how I see a man to be successful. Yes, the glitter and the gold and the cars, that's just the cherry on the sundae. But that we could lose that all one day. Are you still that man? Do you still have
Grace,
that character? Yes, Smitty.
Ladies. All right. Men And it's very true. And I will resort back to Brother Sammy's on this. Money is nothing more than a tool. You have no clue of how long I have waited to become a homeowner and somebody financially free for this one purpose, so that I can be of a benefit to those around me. So when those who need me, my elders, my aunts, my uncles, whoever, and I ain't talking about on some leeching shit, black folks. Okay? All right, we're gonna separate that. I'm talking about genuinely being of a benefit to your family, your community, and those around you. When you are somebody that is looked at as of value, that's why we really, truly, originally accumulated the money. It had nothing to do with, I'm trying to stunt for the gram, I'm trying to get all the IG models. Hey, ladies, I'm another lick. Come take everything from me. Yep, that's right. It had nothing to do with that. Men accumulated wealth so that we can be of a benefit to our surroundings and to the society in which we all live in. I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out, Grace.
Absolutely. And the way I see a woman that's successful is by the representation of her children, how she carries herself in public, and how she represents her man. A woman can be beautiful, can have the hair, the nails, the makeup, the clothes, the car. But if you're not good inside and your spirit is not to nourish, then how successful are you? That's why men don't care about how many degrees us women have. Men don't care how much money we have, because most of them know we're not going to spend that money on them anyway. And that in itself is messed up. And stay tuned in August when I have a show with Hank about the one pot theory, because you know what? That's us women, and I'm gonna include myself in this because I'm a woman. We need to stop being so selfish. You say you want a man, you say you want him to protect you, you say you want him to provide for you, but are you willing to do your part? A lot of us, all we do is want, and take. And it doesn't go that way. And then you wonder why your relationships don't work. Then you wonder why they leave you for the work wife, or Becky from next door, or Susie from across over town. I mean, come on, ladies, and we gotta really start doing better. So now we're gonna flip the coin, gentlemen. We're gonna go into a relationship of convenience. Is when two people don't want to be alone. They don't necessarily want to be together in the long term, but right now they want somebody to be able to do regular relationship things like going out, hanging out, and having sex. And sometimes legal issues. When I read that, friends with benefits, I guess for you're of convenience. Not every person is with somebody because they love them. Some are just there because it's convenient to them and beneficial. It's a relationship in which one is only there for the safety blanket that you offer them, emotionally, financially, sexually, physically, and spiritually. They're there, but they're not really there. Would you gentlemen have to agree with that? Let's start with Blue. With what I just said?
I mean, so it depends. If it's a relationship of convenience, if the man is in his purpose and he's been hurt by other women, then he will take his heart and his feelings out of any relationship, and he will find somebody who sees the value in him more financially, about status, about his income, and what he can do. And he understands. He knows this. So if a man doesn't have any other value other than his wallet or his status, for example, actually talked about this. If he's short, 5'5" and 200 pounds, he's shaped like a bowling ball and is not attractive in the face. He knows he has to lead with his wallet. So he knows he's not going to find nobody genuinely interested in him physically. So he has to show that he has value. So he leads with his wallet. This is not a coincidence. Everybody's not equally yoked. They lied to us in the Constitution. So use what you have to get what you can acquire and what you can earn. And that's it in a nutshell. For those who have other attributes, then they can get somebody who loves them genuinely. But if you can't and you still can earn love, then you go acquire things, then they will come. Or you then, because they always say, they give you two people. There's Frank, who has a great job, good income, great person, and believes in his higher power, treats her right. Sex is trash. There's Tyrone, don't work, 7 kids, treats her really bad, blows her back out. Some women pick Tyrone, some women pick Frank. Hey, Gary, good afternoon.
Absolutely. Gary, I'm still trying to get you in. I don't know. Can you see him? Oh, I can't see him. Hi, Gary. How are you?
Hey, Grace. What's up? What's up? Can y'all hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if Gary, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Grace, can you hear me?
I can.
No,
Yeah, I can hear you, but I can't hear Gary.
Okay, listen.
Grace is the only one on the delay. We all have to remember that. We're all on regular, color people time. Grace is on color people time. It's like an extra color people time. Okay? It's like the fashionable late. So let's rock out.
Can you guys see Gary?
Yes, we can.
I can see him on my phone, but I can. Okay,
No,
Gary,
I can see and hear him. I can see and hear him clearly. Gary, you're clearing everything on my side.
Yeah. I can see you. I can see everybody, and I can hear everybody.
So, Gary, introduce yourself and answer the question: have you ever been in love before?
Have I? Well, so hey. Everyone, what's up? I'm Gary D. I am, the co-host here with Grace on Embrace the Grace, but I also head up Boardwalk Global Media.
Yes, he's talking.
Yeah, I also head up Boardwalk Global Media, where we're a boutique entertainment podcast company. We have a few podcasts that we do. Our main podcast is called The Real Discussion, which comes on every Fridays from 8 p.m. Eastern Time to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Currently, we're on hiatus because we just moved into a big new studio. So our first day back would be Friday, September 8th. So don't miss it. And again, Grace, I thank you for having me here. And the question is, have I been in love?
Yes.
Okay, have I been in love? I think so. But that was many years.
I'm going to go through my phone because obviously the laptop is tripping again. So hold on a second.
All right. So have I been in love? Well, obviously.
Am I still clear? Can y'all hear and see me? I'm clear, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, Gary.
Yeah, I can see and hear everybody. So have I been in love? I think I was in love. But I think that everyone at some point when we were younger, and when I say younger, in our early 20s or so, we were with someone that we thought at the time was love, but then clearly later on in life we knew that wasn't it. But to actually be in love with someone, no, I haven't experienced that. I've experienced strong and that's just from some of my experiences, right? Because I think that when you're going to love somebody, I mean, I think I learned at an early age that, you know, that's a lot of time, that's a lot of effort, energy, and emotion that you're going to sink into a person. So that person has to be really special and deserving of it. So, you know, that's my take on that. So, I hope you're able to hear me, Grace.
Yeah, I can hear you now. I switched over to my phone. So I'm good now. Thank you for your patience, guys, and my audience and JVJ Network. Thank you. We're still building this plane while we're flying it. So y'all buckle in, okay? So with that being said, again, this now comes from bustle.com. Being in a relationship of convenience is perfectly fine. Sometimes companionship is just easier that deep emotional attachments for the meantime. There's nothing wrong in being in a relationship for convenience. A couples therapist, Teresa Samita, tells Bustle.com it's perfectly legit to have a relationship of convenience because we already live in a world that's difficult enough to live in. The only problem is with the major problem is with a convenient relationship of convenience is when you're not really happy and you're actually looking for a deeper connection. You say you're okay with being friends with benefits, but then that's not what you really want. You want more. And
well, there's some women. Can I chime in here, Grace?
yeah, absolutely.
So there are some women that, at least what I've been seeing recently, they want a companion, right? So that's the new word that they're using now, right? So, so in that they want a companion, meaning that somebody to hang out with, do all the fun stuff, but minus the, I guess, emotional attachment that they don't want to go through or put time or effort or energy in. So I see that happening a lot. Actually, a friend of mine, she just told me that the other day that, oh, she's tired with the stuff with men and, you know, she's only looking for a companion. So that seems to be the trendy thing that women want to do now. And in regards to convenience, you know, if two people are getting into, I guess, a relationship for convenience and they understand, well, okay, this is what it is. There's nothing major that's going to come out of here. We're going to, I guess, use each other for the time being. If two people, you know, if they understand that's what they're going into, I guess that works for them. But what we have is people being very deceitful and being and what's the word I'm using, and is, I guess, creating deception, making it sound like or look like, oh, they're into this person, they're in love with this person, they like this, you know, all the things that go with it. But the reality is that person is only a convenient for them because they have the money, the car, you know, all the stuff that goes with it, you know, the status, right? You know, and I think when it's like, when you have convenience like that, where it's very deceptive, then that clearly doesn't work. And some women don't even care. Oh, he's like, there was one podcast I was watching last night. Oh, he's stupid enough to let me do that. So that's what we're dealing with out here.
And I think women are trying to move like men. We say we can do friends with benefits, but at the end of the day, you could have an agreement up front and set boundaries and expectations, but somebody gonna catch feelings. And most likely, and foregoing is usually gonna be the woman first. So we can agree to everything you say, gentlemen, but you keep spending time, you keep throwing down that D, and you keep doing everything right. Eventually, because again, a lot of women out here are moving thinking that they're like men and built like men. And I had to learn that the hard way too. No, we're not built like men. We don't move like men. And you guys are wired different. Blue, what do you have to say? I feel like you got something to say.
No, I agree. I totally agree. And no, women are not built like men. And for those women who think that they are, y'all, so let's just talk about sex right now. Men can look at sex like a handshake. We can actually have sex with somebody we do not like, care for, or give a shit about. And throw the condom away, never speak to again, and we're good to go. Women actually have to like and or care about the person they have sex with. Those two facts alone separates us, men and women, aside from our genitals.
Can I add some context to that?
Absolutely, Smitty.
To add on to what Brother Blue is saying, break it down to you like this. We can have sex with a woman, really don't mean nothing, and still be in love. We can have sex with that woman, with a woman, and still be in love with our women, with our woman. Women, generally speaking, not every single one. Okay, ladies? All right, there you go. Generally speaking, that's why, if you notice, fellas, every time when a woman breaks up with you, she didn't break up with you and go off and have a moment of sobbing or anything like that. Usually when the woman breaks up with you, it's already a dude there because they've already been seeing that guy. So my point is, in saying that, is when women have sex with a man, it's because it's an emotional attachment. That's generally the dude that you about to lose your woman to. See, the whole time when you went out and slept with whoever, I don't care if it's a best friend, whoever, she real deal is getting back with you on some like forever type motion. She don't even realize what you just did was more so an impulsive type of situation. So she's taking your impulsivity as something that is to be looked at as, oh no, that's who you want to put a ring on the finger of. Psych, thought I did. Nope. Nope. Okay. See, the thing is that's what you thought I wanted to do. You didn't realize that it was just maybe something different. Maybe she just caught me at that moment where she said all the things that whole time I be really wanting to talk to you about. Maybe she took time and she sat back and she listened like, girl, you don't. And now, mind you, ladies, to land it, right? Watch this, ladies. That's why y'all need to watch out telling your girlfriends everything about your man. Y'all go around your girls and you'll talk about your man about how good the D is. You'll go around talking about what problems y'all have and everything. Little do you know, one of your homegirls is sitting back and they listen and they like, okay, oh, it's great D. Oh, he what? Oh, okay. Shit. Oh, it's a cookout on Saturday? Yeah, girl, I'm gonna be there. I'll be there. No, I'm gonna just help you set up the table and stuff. I'm gonna support. I'm gonna pass out candy to the kids and stuff. And little do you know, whole time, everything that you keep on at them brunches off the mimosas and them little late night talks and you talking to your homegirls and you telling her everything about your man, they listening to what you saying. Now what happens? You mad at that man because he went on ahead and he got an instant gratification. He didn't really want her. He really loves your punk ass. Yeah, he loves your punk ass. But you don't even see that. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, with that being said, I digress. My mic is me to go ahead and rock out. I don't want to take up too much time.
Okay, so now we're going to get into the major differences between a relationship of love and a relationship of convenience. In love, people are present with each other when they're together. A couple in love who are fulfilled, happy, and genuinely in love are present mentally, emotionally, when each other's arms, and they pay attention to detail. Remember important dates to celebrate. You know, the corny stuff, guys, that you guys think is corny. Anniversaries, birthdays, holidays. When you're in love, you make it an aim to make your partner happy and make them a priority. When you're in love, you envision a future together. You have open, effective communication, Gary, of a future together, and it involves getting married and moving that relationship to the next level. However, though, humans crave convenience. You could see it now in the life that we live. DoorDash, Instacart. We don't even have to leave our houses anymore. Fast food restaurants. Home cooked meals delivered to our house. Everything is about convenience. So why would we think that love is not included in that? So we crave convenience because it makes our life easier and it allows time to be spent with other meaningful things. Why should I cook when I could just order DoorDash and that just free up about an hour and a half of my time to waste time on social media? When you're spending $40, $50 on a meal, when if you just stayed home and cooked, it might have been $20. And look, we're all guilty of it. I don't even want to tell you what I spent on a DoorDash last week just for a Whopper because I was craving that flame broiled taste. I'll never do that again. So, but how you can tell a relationship of convenience? The lack of emotional connection when one or maybe both partners feel dissatisfied or feel like something is lacking. One might catch feelings for the other. If the other can't or won't reciprocate your feeling, then the relationship will become one-sided, and that's when the feeling of neglect comes in, resentment, hurt, and feeling used. But you already agreed that this was going to be a friends with benefits. But you see how it brings up catching feelings? You have limited growth. If you're in a relationship of convenience, your independence, you pursue your own dreams, your individual dreams, you don't grow together. Because as a couple that's in love, the purpose is to build together and grow together and get to the goal together. Again, the big thing with a convenience relationship and an in-love relationship is that there's no deep emotional connection. You feel like something is missing. You may have the money, you may have achieved your goals, you may have the kid, the big house and the white picket fence and the 2.2 pets, but you still feel like something is missing. It's important to have that deep connection with a person, or it's just not going to matter. So with that being said, gentlemen, what do you have to say about that? What say you?
I think it's important. Listen, I think it's important to have a deep connection when you're getting into a real relationship. I think most people would like a partner that they want to build with, right? I mean, I think that is, and that's something that I've always spoken about, and you heard me talk about it too. It's important when you have a partner that you can build with, where you grow together, right? I think it's success, if you will, becomes much more sweeter when you can build something together. When you're doing these type of these type of relationships that's convenient, where you're friends with benefits, like nothing really gets done, right? one of the major downsides with that, if this is in this friends with benefits, if this is a person that y'all are consistently having sex, meaning like once a week or what have you, eventually somebody is going to catch feelings. That's just human nature, right? You can't be doing, having passionate sex and kissing and all that stuff consistently and somebody not catch feelings like that. So that's not going to work. So for people that do that, more times than not, it always fails. And more times than not, it always fails. I think now we're in a time where nobody wants to put in the time, the effort, and the energy to build a relationship, right? You were just talking about, Instacart and DoorDash. Everybody wants convenience, right? They want instant gratification now, right?
Microwave relationship.
So, and they wonder why their relationship don't work, right? Because it's going to take time. I mean, I think somebody mentioned Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, his wife that he just divorced with about 2 years ago, she was with him when he started Amazon, right? So when they divorced, she deserved that major settlement that she got. But him and his wife, they built that shit, right? So I think that when you have a partner where you can build something, that it's just more rewarding, and it's a lot sweeter. Unfortunately, we're in an era today with some of these modern women that, they want the guy to already have everything. Right? They want the guy to already have everything, so they could, brag to their friends. Oh, I got this. He's a basketball player, or he's a business owner, or what have you, and talk about all the materialistic things, because that's what it's about, right? With them. So there's nothing really. There's no substance, right? There's no substance, because what happens one day if somebody loses that, your partner, if you will, loses that $1 million or the multi-million dollars, right? Are you going to stay or are you going to go?
Right? And unfortunately, Gary, most women leave.
Of course. But this is where we're at. So a lot of these modern women, they don't want to, and they're not looking to get into a relationship where they can build with a partner. Most of them are not doing that now. They want everything already made.
But what kills me about that, Gary, you want a ready-made man. You want him to have the table. You want him to have the food on the table. You want him to have everything. But what the hell are you bringing to the table? You see what I'm saying? That's what I look at. And I look at a lot of these modern women. You have nothing to offer or reciprocate that man, but you want him to drive the Maserati. You want him to drive the vehicle, have the house. It doesn't make sense to me how a woman can think they want a ready-made man when they're not ready-made.
Like these modern women now, they just feel that they don't want to work for it, or they don't have the desire for it. They feel that they feel that they're just good enough. Oh well, they don't even want to bring anything to the table. And on top of that, they want to try to set the rules. Any dude that's a made man, that owns his own business or is financially secure, he's not going to have some woman come in and tell him what going to lay down rules.
Well, you can't say rules. You have to say expectations
Well,
and
yeah,
boundaries.
You can't
You know,
have
because
right.
rule
Yeah.
and submissive are dirty words to a lot
Right,
of
right,
modern
right.
to a
So
lot
you
of
can't have
modern women around here.
You can't have expectations and demands on a guy that, if he's already has his shit together, because he doesn't have to deal with you.
Exactly.
And a man that has, excuse me, and a man that has worked to build his own, he's not trying to deal with a woman that's going to be combative and all the bullshit. That's not going to work.
Well, she may be the woman for convenience, but it's not going to be the woman he's going to wife up.
And that's how it happens most of the time. It's like a man wants peace, right? And if he's with a woman that understands the work that goes in to what he does, right? The time, the effort, the energy, the long hours. Like, they want all the nice, pretty shit, but they don't understand the time, effort, energy, and long hours that go into building a secure financial lifestyle.
Absolutely, I agree with you, Smitty. What do you got? What say you?
All right, so my whole thing is this, right? My approach may be a little different. My approach is more so natural order. So I'll give some examples. These are examples that we use in these very spaces. Okay. So, first and foremost, ladies, you don't reach the goal with him. You reach the goal for him. I know that sounds real misogynistic and everything, but I'll elaborate. You reach the goal for him, as in, if you're really looking for someone who is high value, the whole nine, right? Like, truly that prized piece of a man. Just as much as we prove ourselves to you, you have to reach that goal of being able to be in the company of that man. And that's just the real thing. So you don't reach that goal with him. You reach it for him. Okay? So let's make sure we got that part straight. Also, a part that I look at is natural order. Each species of life has their own natural order. Now, notice how in these spaces, we always resort to talk about lions and hyenas. Okay. Now, hyenas, that is a feminine, matriarch, dominant society. And guess what? It works for them. Hyenas work. Like, how they run things, the men are shitted on. In the hyena society, in real nature, the males, they're shitted on. It's a matriarchy. Then we go to the lioness. Now, usually when we talk about the best of the women in our society, we refer to them as the lioness. Why is that? Because the lioness is ruled by Simba. The lioness, there are multiple lioness, but there's one king. There's no king. There is no king in the hyena society. Okay? Then we have our mixtures of life. When we talk about, for example, the seahorse. The seahorse does not give birth. The seahorse is what we would consider in this human life, a stay-at-home dad. That's right. That's what the seahorse is. It's just a stay-at-home dad. Mom gave birth. Dad is just looking out for everything after it pops out of him. So why am I saying all this? Because us as humans, we have to recognize that although we are the top of the food chain, we also are a part of nature. And guess what? We are a male, alpha male, dominant, ruled society when it comes to the success and the longevity of our existence. I can almost promise you, the very second that the hyenas go outside of that, I think things will start to be a little effed up. The very second that the lioness becomes Simba, I really think that the lions will start to, go down in numbers much, much more, and so on and so forth. So my whole point is, we all have to remember that although we are the top of the food chain, we are still a part of the natural order of existence and life. And we have been going outside of that. And we keep on trying to put the daggone hyenas at the head of the lion pride.
Uh-huh.
And it's not working.
And who do you,
digress. My mic is muted. Rock out, Grace.
Smitty, so who do you think has to change this? Because if we've allowed a matriarch society and it's indicative that it's not working, how do we go about going back what worked 50 years ago?
It's levels to this shit, shawty. It's levels to this shit. Now, first level is this. Level one, the women like yourself and many others in these spaces and even in the real world who aren't even on YouTube, you all have to first and foremost make a solid, firm stance. You got to draw that line in the sand. Sis, we don't rock with you. You can't be caught. Now, listen, when I say we don't rock with you, that don't mean we don't rock with you, but yet we quiet about what you do. No. Level one is the women who aren't about that life, who see that it's messing them up, and every woman that comes behind them and so on and so forth. It's up to you all to go ahead and make sure that sis and them listen. Somehow or another, that part's on y'all. Now, watch this. Once we get that bad boy simmering, once we got it marinating, right? We got it in the, we got it in the slow cooker. Now we in the slow cooker. From there, the men, we chop up all the vegetables and we go ahead and we get that thyme, the bay leaf, we get everything we need into that pot roast. And what is that? That is everything that we need to sprinkle on there to let you all know, hey, everything that sis and them is saying to you right now, us as the men, we concur with that. We back them up. The fact is that our voices, no matter how calm, no matter how gentle and logical, it can make 1,100,000,000% sense. They will find a reason to reject it. Why? It's only one reason, because it's coming from us. The very ones that they in their minds feel like we are at war with. We're not behind the trenches. You are, Grace. Grace, you and many other sisters out here, all y'all ladies, y'all behind the trenches. The trenches is you are the ones, believe it or not, that's fighting the war that you never signed up for. You never signed up for this war. You never asked to be enlisted. You never asked to be drafted. But you here now. But guess what? It's up to you all to make it very clear. Hey, we got to wave that white flag to the opposition. Because guess what? The opposition is really our ally. We keep on shooting that friendly fire.
Yep. I agree with you because
I digress. My mic is muted. Go ahead, Grace. You see where I'm at. You see where I'm at.
Yeah, I know, but I live it, Smitty. You don't think I get the smoke from other women? Oh, why are you an advocate for men? Men ain't shit. You're a pick-me. You're weak. You this, you're that. Trust me, I get it from all angles, but I don't.
Hey, Grace. You signed up for it. You signed up for it. Now, at some point, you have to make your own personal decision. Is it worth my own personal peace and sanity within my own self and my temple? Is it worth me trying to get this message out to these women that may or may not listen? Or by all means necessary, whether they choose to listen or not, I know that this is my destiny, this is my duty, this is what I'm supposed to do, regardless. So that's within you. See, that's where the whole knowing yourself comes into play.
And I agree with you because you see, I'm still here. At first when I started, Smitty, I was a little shook and I got rattled, but now I welcome it. I want it. I want the smoke because you know what? I
say that shit with your chest, little nigga. Say that shit with your chest.
I want the smoke because I have a son, and my son is gonna have to deal with these women. I'm gonna have to deal with the woman that he chooses and has kids with and gets married with. So I'm thinking if I could change the mindset of one young lady to do better, then I did my job. If I can embrace one young lady, one 30-year-old, one 40-year-old, one 50-year-old to see things in a different lens to better themselves as a woman, then I did my job. Because
now, you know what's crazy?
What's crazy?
No, my bad. I remember you. All right. Can I? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I want again, respect to the host. What's crazy is I notice how on the women's side, I'm talking about on the majority factor, not every single one. On the majority factor on the women's side, it's like I notice it's like so many older women, right, who are doing what they can to try to keep up with sis and them. But yet, watch this. There's no society divide. Think about it. When it comes to the older women and the younger women, but I notice there is a society divide. Divide when it comes to only time you hear. I ain't gotta hear shit you gotta say, OG. Man, don't wrap me up, old nigga. Go ahead, all of that shit. It comes from the younger men to the older men. Only us, as the older men, really get the whole like, I ain't trying to hear shit you gotta say. But for some reason, the younger women and the older women, I'm talking about the degenerate ones, right? They're the ones that I notice there's really no divide. The older women support the younger women and their debauchery and vice versa. It's only on our side as the men that you have majority of us that's my age, 40 for y'all that don't know, 40 and up, that's trying to talk to the younger ones. But only on our side, we got our young brothers that's like, I ain't trying to hear that shit, OG. Don't wrap me up. The younger sisters don't get that, but watch this to land it. Unfortunately, the older women actually have the golden key because they have access to talk to the younger women and they choose not to. Here it is, us as the men, we want to talk to the younger brothers, But society, from the music, everything from society has made it very clear it is supposed to be a divide between if you're like 25 and down to anything that's like 35 and up. No. We at war. You ain't got nothing to say to me. I don't learn nothing from you. I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out, Grace.
I agree. I mean, I guess it's that famous thought that women are in competition with each other. So instead of trying to guide the younger ones, the older women are competing with the younger ones. So they're not trying to teach them game. They're not trying to show them how to do better. And I'm not saying all, because look at when Monique was out there trying to tell, and she even addressed my babies. Stop dressing like this at the airport. Stop with the bonnets. And she got a lot of flack for that. I mean, I see girl code, but I also see that we are our own worst enemies sometimes. And I don't get it, and I don't understand it, because us women, we need each other, but we will go against each other in a heartbeat. And it's sad. That's why I stick to my men like glue. Me and Gary can get in a disagreement, talk our shit, and I'll still call him up, yo, let's go get a burger and a beer. And most likely he's like, I'll meet you there. And we probably won't even bring up the argument, because men are logical. They're not going to go and we may even address it, talk about it, and resolve it. But women don't know how to do that. And it's sad.
Grace.
Let me.
Grace, real quick. I don't want you to take no credit away from the women that are like yourself.
Absolutely not.
Because everything you just named, I know sisters like that. And my point is, in saying that, is what you just described. You all could have a disagreement about something, but when you all get together, hey, let's go get a burger and a beer, whatever, you know what I'm saying, brunch, lunch type shit, whatever it may be, you all are able to just still like, you know what, hey, look, man, that was the show, that was the panel, all right, bet, let's get back to the real world and be adults. And that's the maturity within yourself. And I want to make sure that folks do remember, fellas, there are women in America that have that maturity mindset. They're not all overseas. They're not all everywhere else. There are more than enough of them that are right here where we are. And I'm always going to highlight that. If you have that mentality, I will salute you. I don't care how many and or few of you all that there are. I digress. My mic is muted.
Let me chime in here for a bit with a different angle. So I'm 53, right? And I have an artist that I manage. He's 21, right? And I'm going to talk about how mature he is for his age, but also he's still a part of the 21-year-old. Well, actually, he just turned 22. You know, he's still a part of that crowd, right? He just went through a heartbreak with his girlfriend a couple weeks ago, and even though, I'm basically a father figure to him, right? But the maturity that he has, the understanding that he has, the stuff that the wisdom and the knowledge that I'm letting him know how women are. You know, I kind of laid out some things, and he's like, "Oh my God, how did you know? That's exactly what she did." So there are guys out there. There are young guys out there who do have their head on straight, that they'll listen to us older OGs, right? Because there's some of us that's gonna really give them the jewels in regards to life, how to deal with women, you know, how to deal with their emotions, right? And stuff like that. And I think that's very important, right? I think that is very important for these younger guys to get, right? They should be able to talk to some of us OGs and be able to get the type of knowledge, wisdom, so they know, what they're dealing with and stuff like that. And I just want to say again, with my artist, he's 22 years old and he's so mature for his age, but also I know that he's still going through what artists his age, well, young men his age go through. And I told him what to do in terms of how to navigate women in addition to doing his hip hop career and stuff like that. Because everything that I done laid out for him, he's like, oh my God, all of this shit happened. How did you know that she was gonna do that? Or this one was gonna do that? Or she was
Experience.
Right? I'm telling you, I'm like, bro, this is how they are. Right? I'm like, this is how they are. So it's like anytime something happens, he comes to me. He has no problem. He comes to me and I talk to him and I let him know, like, here's how you deal with the situation, right? And I think we need a lot more of that happening from, the older OGs and these younger guys. But I do understand where Smitty was saying, like, some of these younger guys, they don't want to listen. They think they know it all. But then but here's the interesting thing. When they wind up in jail or wind up with some serious shit, now they want to cry.
Yep. You're absolutely right. So I'm going to read my comments. I am reading them for the phone, so I can't post them. Braxton, I really appreciate your engagement, but I hope one day you come up on the panel because you say so much good in the comments section, but I appreciate it because you keep it going. Braxton said they want the whole 9 yards, but not the guy who comes with it. They want they want the patriarchal benefits, but not the actual patriarch. They fight to be the shot caller or the card holder. And you're right. And a matriarchal minded chick can't get with no guy like that. Not no respectable, high value. And again, high value doesn't always mean that you have to be about money. You see, we confuse that. High value is what value do you have to your peers, like Smitty was talking about. I mean, those were Kevin Samuels' talking points. It's not always about money.
Right. No, it's not always about money. I mean, when you're talking about high value.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
When you're talking about high, I think with the perception, right? When we hear high value, people always thinking it's materialistic when it's not. When we're talking high value, we're talking someone's integrity, their morals, their values. Like, that's what's really important. Like how grounded they are. That's what's really important, and that's what really makes the difference.
I hear you, Smitty. I just figured out how to do the comments off the cell phone so I can bring them up. Smitty, what did you have to say?
No, I was just gonna say, when it comes to that whole view of high value, I would ask ladies this: what would you say is more so of a high value man? Let's say the guy that is under 100K. But yet, what he has around him, it is paid for. You never see him or hear him talking about disgruntlements about bills, but yet he's under 100K. Then you have the guy who's over 100K, and he has he got a badass ride. Beautiful condo, you name it, right? All kind of IG pics and thousands of followers and views, but yet you're with this man on a personal basis, and you be hearing and you be seeing, because you're around him enough, the phone calls that goes on and everything else. Because ladies, y'all nosy. You going over here. You're going to matter of fact, not even over here. You're going to make sure that you hear what goes on in that man's life, right? And now you starting to hear he really don't even got it like that. Okay, all right, yeah, we out here, we doing this and everything else, but you be hearing him talking about how he has to park his car blocks away from where he lives because the repo man is after it because he's behind on payments. You hear him talking about how do I have a warrant? How am I behind on child support payments? Yeah. You hear him talking about all of these different things that although on Instagram, his actual career title, so just the name of it, okay, lawyer, doctor, I don't know, whatever, right? But you ignore everything else. So to land it, my point is a high value man is really somebody who knows how to manage their life. You are rich simply by being one who wants for nothing. It has nothing to do with an actual number on a paycheck. If every day you wake up and you like, I don't, worry about not being able to put gas in the car. Oh shit, I need food in the fridge. I can go get it. I don't have to worry about overdrafting, taking out a loan, nothing, calling nobody, cash at me, nothing. Self-sufficient. Self-sufficient is truly a man of wealth. I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out.
And then Braxton, thank you, Smitty. Go ahead, Gary.
I was gonna say, so I just want to add there with my artist. One of the conversations that I had with him is that I said, look, I want to have you develop various revenue streams, right? Because I know you're at the age where you want to have all the nice things and stuff like that. I said, I want to have things set up for you where you're able to comfortably afford it, right? I said, what you don't understand is that there are a lot of these other artists and some of your equals out there, they don't have it like that, right? It's optics. Like the optics have to look good because they're trying to sell, music, but in many cases they don't have it like the way they make it look. I said, what I'm trying to show you is that, what I'm going to develop for you is for you to be able to have multiple revenue streams. So when you want to buy all the nice, expensive shit, you can comfortably do it and not have to worry about anything. And he totally understands that.
That's awesome. And so going back to the comments, Braxton says guys are not going to run or take over something that isn't their own foundation. Then Positive Vibes came in and said, love is a scam. And then she said, joking. And then she said hello to me. And then Braxton came back and said, any kingdom that was around centuries to eons ago became kingdoms. True. Then I was saying bye hi to Lena. And then Braxton came back and said a number of reasons why a number of the youngsters has a no minimum respect for the oldsters. Welcome, Red Illusion. I really appreciate you chiming in. He says the generational divide is the elders' fault. It is not our duty to respect irresponsible people for being alive longer. It is not our duty to respect irresponsible people for being alive longer. Red, if you're still here, I need you to elaborate on that. And then Braxton came back and said, embrace. Her, Monique, India, Irie, and Nayana, even April Mason, though I was told April was some low-key feminist stuff, and a few years ago, has stopped trying to help. And then Braxton said, Black women in Nyana washed their hands trying to aid Black women too. And then Red Illusion asked you, Gary, what's your rate, Gary? LOL. Then Smitty said, Lena, you play too much. Let me see. And then Braxton came back, said, welcome anytime, Miss Embrace the Grace. I will one day or night. Also, I'm really not that wise at all or anything else. I'm nothing much at all, but I try to put in whatever I can. Well, you know what, Braxton, words matter. And when you say things, I'm nothing much at all or wise at all, you're manifesting your own destiny right there. If somebody's telling you that they value you and you add value to them, just take it with a grain of salt and say thank you. Accept the compliment. But I appreciate everything you do and contribute to this. And I want to give a shout out to Andrea. Thank you for the Cash App. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. It's going to go towards a laptop fund. So thank you. So guys, to wrap it up, we're going to do our final thoughts. This was good. I mean, this was really good because people need to see the difference between love in a relationship and what's convenient in a relationship. So let's go with Smitty's. Let's give me your final thoughts and make sure you end, because I like people to know where we can find each other. Give me your final thoughts, Smitty, on love relationship and convenience relationship, and then let everybody know where we can find you.
Love relationship, look, Grace. I don't have too much on that aspect besides the basic factor point of, look, when you know yourself, you're much more better equipped to pick the most sufficient partner as possible. Will it be perfect? Damn near almost no. But will it be possibly at least the best for you in the circumstances around you? I would say yeah. So that's what I have on that. Where you could find me is, you can find me at IG County King. Just type in County King with a K. No spaces as always. You can find me right here every Thursday with my lovely, oh so gracious host, Miss Grace. Every Thursday. You can catch me on the JVJ Network. All right. Every Friday. What's that? Friday at 9:00 on Eastern time. Yep, Friday Eastern time. And if you want to, you can go over to Smitty's Corner. That's my own personal page. Just subscribe, smash the like button. Other than that, I thank you once again for having me, Grace. I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out. Gary, it's always good to see you, black man. Always good to see you.
You too.
Always.
You too.
Always.
Gary, go ahead. I mean, hey, things happen. You was running late. It's all good, but you still made it, and that's what matters. And I want to thank you for that, because you've been here consistently since the beginning of 2023, and I'm really grateful for that. And go ahead and give me your final thoughts. You kind of caught up on what we were talking about. Yeah. Give us your final thoughts and where we can find you.
I mean, I think that, to wrap it up, if you want to be, you want to take time to, if you're real serious about finding a partner and finding love, you want to take time to really get the right person, right? Or what's right for you. And I think, like how Smitty said, it's going to take time. It's not going to be perfect, because everybody wants perfect. You want to get what's right for you, but it's going to take time. It's going to take effort. It's going to take communicating effectively, right? If that's what you want, right? If you want to find a love relationship, right? The other angle is, if you want something for convenience, and you and your partner have agreed to do, I guess, a friends with benefits, if you will, and that's what you'll agree to, then understand they're going to be, somebody's going to get emotionally attached. That's just how human nature goes, especially if you're being intimate, sexually intimate consistently. So, you got to figure out what really works for you. Outside of that, I think it's important to figure out what you want. You're gonna make some mistakes, but you want to stay focused and you want to try to get it right as best as possible, right? But also, let me say this: some people may be happy with friends with benefits, or may be happy with a convenience relationship, because we got to understand it's not one size fits all. But then we have other people that want a loving, caring relationship with a loving, caring, responsible, respectable partner. On that note, people, you can catch me on The Real Discussion, Boardwalk Global Media. We're on Facebook at The Real Discussion. We're on Facebook, Boardwalk Global Media. We are on Instagram, Boardwalk Global Media. We're on Instagram, The Real Discussion. We're on YouTube, The Real Discussion. Sorry, we're on YouTube, Boardwalk Global Media. And again, September 8th, we're welcoming everybody to come out, check us out. It's going to be a live show. We're going to have a party, food. It's going to be crazy. We moved into a whole new studio. So, Grace, I wish you could be here. This is going to be awesome.
Hey, I'm still working it out. I'm looking for tickets, so don't count me out just yet.
Hey, but that's it. So yeah, Grace, take it over.
Okay, well, guys, again, thank you for showing up, everybody. Thank you for your input, your enlightenment. Really appreciate everybody that showed up. My final thoughts on love and convenience. At the end of the day, you decide what you want. You only allow what happens to you because you allowed it. And real quick, Hank, thank you for coming. You kind of came in on the late tail of it, but I still appreciate you even coming. Thank you. I appreciate your support. And we got a collaboration coming up in August. Me and Hank, The Basement. We're going to be talking about the one pot theory. So make sure y'all tune in for that. So with that being said, a person is only going to do to you what you allow them to do. The difference between a relationship with love and a relationship with convenience is that love requires a deep emotional bond, whereas convenience is just what it benefits you. And it's very just self-gratification. And if that's not something you want and you're not looking for, stop faking it and being deceitful about it, because at the end of the day, you're the only one that's going to get hurt. And trust me, it's not cute and it doesn't feel good. If you're looking for a relationship, make that known up front. If that's not what the person's looking for, then let them go. Don't try to change them. Don't try to change their mind, because at the end of the day, you don't want to have to prove to somebody your value. You don't want to have to convince somebody. They should already know. So with that being said, I'm Embrace the Grace. You can find me here on my channel, definitely every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern time to 10 p.m. You can find me at Boardwalk Global Media. You can find me on JVJ Network, which I am on Thursdays, 8 to 10 p.m. with the network. I am on JVJ Network as a panelist on Friday nights when I'm not working. I've collaborated with Unfiltered Blue every Tuesday nights on his channel. So check me out with that, because he's a great Southern gentleman that's bringing Southern gentleman mindset thinking. And I'm also on Sundays at Sir Hale's Super Sundays. When I'm not busy working, I've been invited as a standing guest. So I want to give him a shout out. You guys go check him out. Guys, as you can see, I'm all over the place. I believe in what I'm doing. I believe in my channel. I have a lot of people around me that believe in the same thing, and I want to appreciate everybody. Thank y'all for coming out. Thank you for your support, and we will definitely check you out next Thursday. Peace. Gary, thank you again. Hank, next time, okay? Thank you so much. Take care, guys. Don't forget, press like and subscribe. Like. Have a good night, everybody.
Like and subscribe.
Bye.